In this video, I'm going to do my product review of the Encounter building cards from Blight, available now at DriveThruRPG. There are 4 decks of cards. Each deck of cards can be purchased separately. The first one we're going to go over is this deck called the Decisions deck. Let me see if I can adjust this lighting. Maybe not. Alright, Encounter building cards. This is the Decisions deck. Now, the card quality for all these decks is pretty good. I've compared this to, your typical standard Magic the Gathering card. And I got this through DriveThruRPG, and the card stock is of good quality. Your first deck, the Decisions deck, is broken down as so. You have an oracle here, depending on the odds. No way, unlikely, 50-50, likely, and definitely for sure. You also have some random dice rolls. And then you have some just good old-fashioned randomness. How difficult something is, what direction it may be, what the loot or loss may be. Is there an event? If there is, what type of event type? And then you just have some details, some adjectives and nouns to help you build an encounter. In this example, we have conflicting compassion, loving, loss, difficult, magic, struggling, bureaucracy, and slow in action. So, you might have to overcome some difficult magic, or there's someone struggling with the art of compassion if you're having a reaction with some NPCs, or someone's performing a loving action, or maybe there is some conflicting magic. Again, this is only limited to your imagination. And then at the very bottom of the card, they have a little quest seed. In this one, you've lost your memories. Who are you? What are you doing here? Will you remember? This is a 60-card deck. Each card has something different on it. So you literally have tons of possibilities with this particular deck of cards. And all you got to do is just give them a little shuffle. And, for the Oracle, for example, is this door trapped? Or is this door locked? That kind of thing. Let's just go ahead and, okay, we've come across a door and we want to know if it's locked or not. Let's just go ahead and presuppose that in this case the odds are 50-50. If it's a treasure chamber, you could always increase those odds. But for the sake of this, let's just go 50-50. Survey says yes, and. Okay, so yes, it is locked. And what do you know? And. Well, that might indicate that it's also trapped. So there you go. You've got your Oracle thing going. If you have to play and you can't roll dice for whatever reason, but you got your character sheet, you know the odds, you know what system you're using. Let's say you're playing D&D and need to roll a D20, and you know the DC of the lock or of the trap, so you have to deactivate the trap first. Let's just say that to deactivate the trap, it's a DC 15. Survey says we're going to roll our D20. D20 says 10. Oh, we failed. Time for you to suck it up, Buttercup. The trap has got you. Again, you can also, just like I said, use the randomness here. You could use that to determine its difficulty, or you can just use good old-fashioned common sense. Like I said, how you use these cards is solely up to you. Your next set of cards is the Locations deck. Let's go overhead and take a look at the Locations deck. Now, the Locations deck at the top is broken down into 4 sections. You have a building room. Let's just say you're in a castle or in a dungeon and you want to see or get an idea of what might be in that room. A large rectangular room looks like it will eventually serve a worthy purpose. Now that is solely up to your discretion, the dungeon you're in, what's going on in your world, what that might mean. The next one is this small structure. Let's say your characters are in a city or a village and you just want to add some flair. The smell from this bakery is enchanting. Hopefully there's some sweet bread or some sweet bread fresh from the oven. The next one will describe an average cavern room. A large tunnel easily fits 3 men across, but something has been scratching both sides simultaneously. Again, you can use that to fire your imagination. Then you have a large outdoor area. Let's say you're wandering through the woods or something, and you're just tired of saying, yeah, you're in the woods. Plenty of trees, plenty of roots, plenty of grass. Well, you can pull out something like this, and, large rocks protrude from the ground, blocking line of sight, but providing a vantage point if you climb. Well, that right there, you can use in your scenario. Large rocks protruding from the ground, blocking line of sight. That might be a good place for an ambush, too. Come to think of it, your PCs can be ambushed or set up an ambush. The next section describes room details. Room details such as the number of doors. That light's not cooperating. Whether or not the door is locked, what the difficulty level will be to unlock it, and whether or not there are stairs in this room. And then the same thing here with secret doors. No secret doors, the difficulty to discover, the difficulty to unlock, and inside there is. These happen to say no secret doors, so there's obviously nothing on the other side. However, we draw another card, one that's got something related to a secret door. Let's see if I can find a secret door card. It actually says yes. Not too many secret doors here. Let's do it this way. Oh, what do you know? Very last card. Yes, there's a secret door. Moderate to discover, moderate to unlock, and inside you create some event. There you go. Your characters find the secret door. What's behind the secret door? Dun, dun, dun. The next set of cards we're going to go over are the combat cards. Combat cards are broken down into 2 different sections. As you can see, one side is upside down. One side will give you like attack details, how hard it'd be to discover the enemy, what their intent is, difficulty rating or challenge, and a strategy. You can decide, maybe not use all of it, but, what are the orcs in the room going to do? Well, they're probably, that's their strategy, is to focus fire. Or if you need to figure out what the NPC's intent is, well, they're trying to gather intel. Maybe gather intel on the party, whatever the case may be. And then it has special abilities, tactics, or weapons. The enemies in this group have armor of elemental attunement, so that the first time each round they are hit with an elemental type of damage, they become immune to that type of damage until the start of their next turn. This works for multiple elements at one time. So if that looks like it might fit into your campaign or that particular combat, feel free to use it. Again, these cards are only limited by your imagination. The other side will give you like a wandering type monster, or basically it's a good random encounter chart. You got a wandering construct. Who would have built this giant construct and left it unattended? Well, the genie's out of the bottle now. Can't put it back in, so PCs will just have to smash it apart. Another way you can use these cards is determine, okay, in this case, you have a solo type of scenario, maybe a boss monster, and it's a melee type. If you go through the cards, they go few melee, many melee, few ranged, few melee, many ranged, many melee, and I believe there might even be magic in here. I'm not quite, there we go, few magic. So, and another way you can use these cards is to simply grab 2 cards after you've given them a good shuffle. Grab yourself 2 cards and then put it like so. Now you have Wanderer large, a wandering band of large creatures, ogres, trolls, etc. Were really just minding their own business when the PCs encountered them. They likes a fight, they likes it a lot. There are a few of them. They will use ranged tactics. Could be a hard, and then you say it's a hard encounter. They'll fight to the death. Or right, to discover them will be hard. The actual fight is easy. You obviously can use this any way, shape, or form, so just adjust it to your campaign. And then some special abilities or tactics. Like I said, how you use these cards is solely up to your imagination. All right, and the last set of cards I'm going to go over is the Traps card. Traps card, each card is got one trap on one side, another trap described on the other. It gives you a brief description of what the trap is, and then it'll give you a difficulty rating to detect the trap, to disarm the trap, roughly how much damage the trap does, and, or actually how difficult it should be to avoid the trap is what I mean. Okay, so you got difficulty to find, difficulty to disarm, difficulty to dodge it, and then how much damage it will do to you. This one here is a magic sleeping gas, so it does no damage. It just puts you to sleep. This other one, a life draining field. Easy to detect, moderate to disarm. The ability to dodge it is impossible, and it does low damage. Again, you can easily go, there's a trap up ahead, and you want to be surprised as to the type of trap, and you don't have, a trap chart made up yet. These deck of cards fit the bill. Which another thing you could do with all of these cards is go through them initially and just take out the ones that might not make sense. If it makes no sense for you to have snakes on a plane or the equivalent thereof, 2-dimensional fire elemental snakes can only attack when a creature is on the same plane as they are, namely the floor. Fly, swing across on a rope, or just keep jumping. If that's something that may not fit for your campaign purposes, well, just don't count it. Just don't use it. Water pit, 10 by 10 false floor. Drops any who walk on into a deep pit of water below. Those who fall in must make successful swim tests or begin to sink. If that's something that fits your game, fine. If it don't, you just take the card out of it, take the card out of the stack, and just use the ones that make sense for your game. All right, I hope this video has been informative. I hope this helped you out, and you might want to consider getting these cards. They work pretty well, both for a GM running a game with a party, or should you be one of those people who love to play solo. These cards are a great addition to your arsenal. They pretty much cover a lot of the charts that a lot of role players use for their combat, their oracles, and this helps create locations, and this helps create traps. You can probably use these cards to run your complete campaign. So I hope this video was helpful. If you liked the video, please subscribe, like, and share. And again, I will put the link into the description of where you can purchase these. The PDF, I believe, is like $6 right now, or $8. I know it was on sale. And the actual physical cards themselves, to get them printed, is $15 plus shipping. And I do recommend you pay the extra $1 or $2 to get the plastic carrying case to protect your cards when not in use. All right, until my next video, happy gaming.